Hey guys, this is Milena and this is going to be a super quick video on an effective and almost like magical tool that you can use to put an end to fights immediately. And it could be any type of argument with anybody or about anything. It doesn't matter who the argument is with, and it doesn't matter what it is about. It's pretty universal. So what is it? When somebody picks an argument with you, one of the most important things that you need to do is acknowledge how they feel, because there's definitely some sort of a feeling. In order for an argument to be there, there is some sort of negative emotion associated with it. So what you need to do is acknowledge how the other person feels. That means you don't defend, you don't explain yourself, you don't assume guilt or responsibility, and you most definitely don't blame them for how they feel. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, if it's valid or not valid. It's irrelevant because they already feel that way. And what we want the most when we feel a certain way is to be acknowledged, to be understood in how we feel. And most importantly, you don't try to fix it. You don't need to do anything else but acknowledge how the other person feels. Oh, I can see that you feel angry. I understand. Oh, you feel hurt. I understand. Oh, you're upset right now. I understand. That doesn't mean that we're saying that they're right or we're wrong. That doesn't mean that we're saying that we need to change something in our behavior. It's not about that at all. The only thing that is our focus in that moment is acknowledging how the other person feels, and most of the time that allows the situation to dissolve because their feelings are acknowledged, and then we can have a much more normal conversation later on and figure things out and clear the situation out in a much more positive way. Now, why do we pick fights? Because very often we don't know how to acknowledge our own feelings, so we look for somebody outside of us to acknowledge them. Now, when we learn how to acknowledge our own feelings and process them, we're a lot less likely to pick fights with anybody. And we can do that work on ourselves, but we can't expect others to do it on themselves. And this is why we can use that tool when they need that acknowledgement, that validation of how they feel, in order to stop the argument in its tracks and for us not to get involved in it. Now, keep in mind, and that's very important, this does not mean that you are responsible. This doesn't mean that you are admitting fault in any way, and this does not mean that you're committing to making any types of changes to your behavior. It really isn't about that. You are not and cannot be responsible for the feelings of others, because we are responsible ourselves for the way that we feel. And the same thing applies to us. Others are not responsible for the way that we feel. It is us who are in charge of that. Now, if you would like some more guidance into acknowledging your own feelings or how to respond to others when they need that validation, feel free to book a session at askmilena.com. Subscribe for my newsletter to get the ebook 7 Life Hacks to empower your daily life, and some personal updates and blog posts that I don't share anywhere else. Subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so that you can get notified of all new videos which come out every Friday, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye guys.